everyone, and welcome to Craft and Chat with Miss Craft Princess. I am your hostess, Miss Craft Princess, and I appreciate you spending some time with me this evening. I own Miss Craft Princess Designs. I'm a handcrafted stationery and custom gift designer. I specialize in greeting cards for all occasions, and I make beautiful gift items. You can see everything that I make by visiting my website at MsCraftPrincessDesigns.com. You can also scan the QR code that is in the upper corner of your screen. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Miss Craft Princess. So if you are not following me on my business pages, I would appreciate it if you would do so. I'm streaming live on my Facebook pages, both my personal and my business, as well as the Creative Spirit Channel.lightcast.com. I'm on their television channel as well as their YouTube channel. So I want to say hello to everybody out there who's watching and say hello. I invite you to give me a thumbs up or a heart if you really, really love this, and let your friends know I am here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Craft and Chat. And this is where we just kind of reset our minds and we're getting ready for the week ahead. If you're on Facebook, you can send me comments and I'll look up and see them. And if you're on YouTube, well, just go ahead and comment and I'll go out there and look at those. And if you're watching me on the television channel, you visit my website and you can click the contact form and it'll send me an email. And I will say hello to everybody. So I see I have Roz in the house. Hello. LaRonda. Retta invited you. Well, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here, LaRonda and Retta. Hi, and thank you for inviting her. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am so excited about tonight's project. I'm going to show you what's in the goodie box. Tonight's project was inspired by my dear sweet friend, Sandy Mayfield. I want to give her a shout out. I'm in the crafting group and she showed this to us and we all went, why haven't we ever thought of this before? So tonight, the title of tonight is Don't Miss This Adorable Card Keeper Album. And I think you're going to love it. I made one last night and we're going to make one here together and then I'll show you what it looks like. Hi, Sandy. I see that you're here. Hi. Great. So let me remove my face and show you what is in the goodie box. So give me just a minute. If you have motion sickness, close your eyes. I'm going to lift this. Okay. And I think that's going to be enough. And we're going to go to the goodie box. The box of goodies. Here we go. Okay. So this album is so cute. I said on a previous episode that I love to keep all of my cards, whether it's Christmas cards and birthday, because my birthday's on Christmas Day. So I get a lot more cards, probably than the average person. And then, if it's graduation season, you got graduation cards, you've been sick, you're getting get well cards, you've had a loss and you're getting sympathy cards, whatever they are. I keep my cards and I usually keep them in boxes. Okay. And sometimes I go back and look at them and sometimes I don't. But this card keeper album is just so stinking cute. So let's see what's in the goodie box. So I have a piece of paper towel and that will become apparent as to why later. And my glue. And I did some prep work on this because, we only have 30 minutes and it goes by so fast when I'm with you. So I'm using some of this pretty paper and I'm doing a Christmas album, just so you know. Look at this. And I didn't emboss this. This paper was in a 12 by 12 paper pack and it already had this yummy richness, but it looks like I ran it through an embossing folder. It just feels so good. Then we have these sheets. And so that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then your spine, which I've already done, and I'll show that. And then I have a couple of sheets for pockets, and I decided to continue to use this paper. This is just a really great idea to use up paper that we have, right? Our cardstock stash. Now, in Sandy's video, when she did hers, her instructions, she uses a stretchy material. And I didn't have that kind of stretchy, but I make jewelry for myself sometimes. And so I have this Stretch Magic thread here. And so I used it. It worked. So let me put all of this back in here. I've got my crocodile. And then Sandy used these poster boards. Now, y'all know that since last year, I have been on a no purchase kick. Use what I have. And I'm still doing that, but I did actually go to the Dollar Tree, and Sandy, I found the poster board. So it's 11 by 14, and of course mine is white, and you get 6 pieces in here, and I think it was $1.25 or $1.50. What we know is that it was not $1. So anyway, and that's really cool. So it's 11 by 14. So I did buy that. It's full transparency moment. So this is what I did. I cut this. So this is 14. 14. I left that. And I cut the height to be 8 3/4. And I did that because I went through the cards that I had, and I had some cards that were kind of tall. So her first album she did was 14 and 6 tall. And I did the one last night like that, but I needed a taller one. So it doesn't matter. I'm gonna show you the mechanics, and then I would say to you, sort your cards and by size, and figure out what your tallest card is going to be, and then adjust your measurements, which is just the height, accordingly. Okay. So what I did to save time, because this to me was the most time consuming, I've already put the spine on. Okay, so anyway, I cut, and then I scored at 6 and 8, leaving a 2-inch spine. Okay, and I've already put the paper in, and you see I've got that pretty red paper in there, and then I did this one. So again, I didn't have any really pretty cording, and I wasn't gonna go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff. So I just used this clear cording, but it worked just fine. I did use eyelets, and I used this to punch my holes, and I lined them up as best I could and punch the holes, and then use this here to set the eyelets. Okay. So, which just makes it a little stronger. So that part I have done already. So now we're going to go ahead and finish putting down our paper. So I decided that this beautiful paper was going to be my covers. Okay, I was like, where's that second piece? Those were going to be my covers. Oh, I just love this paper. And it comes in so many different colors. And it is this pad is so old, and I've been using it for so long. And I feel like it's going to, feel like I'm going to finish it at some point. I'm also using it in my December daily album too. So, and I'm just flipping around to see how the patterns. Just, yeah. So I have my wet glue. I used wet glue. Hi, Karen. Checking in from Arizona. Thanks so much for joining. So I decided to use wet glue with this. You can use whatever type of adhesive you want. So craft and chat is where we get together and I'm crafting. You may be crafting right along with me. If you are, let me know in the comments what kind of craft you're working on. But you don't have to be a crafter. This is just resetting our minds for the week ahead. I would come in here every Sunday and just kind of play because I don't work on Sundays. So I would just kind of come in here and play. Just kind of getting my mind reset for the week ahead. And I've been doing that for years. And then I just decided, why don't I invite y'all into it? So I started doing that, and that's how Craft and Chat with Miss Craft Princess was born. Okay. And that wet glue just gives you a little time to kind of shift if you need to shift. Now we're going to put the back on. And I can't wait to show y'all the one that I finished. It is so pretty. And so I'm just going to be making these. You know, I have Christmas card. I probably won't try to do, I got Christmas cards back from the 90s. Of course, I won't make enough album for all of those. And now I'm sounding like a junior hoarder. I realized that as I said that out loud. But I probably need to get rid of some of those, but they're not in my way. And so I just kind of mash that down to make sure that that glue is getting all over everywhere. But then I have some, you know, I just have other cards. I have sympathy cards from my mom passed away, and they are in a box, and I think that they deserve a really nice keeper like this. So, of course, I won't be using Christmas colors for that, but I will be making a keeper for that. But it's just so neat. It's just so neat. And so I just have to thank Sandy again for the great information telling us about this. Now, this, so you saw only needed, you don't need a whole lot of paper to make this. I am going to put pockets in here, and I'm putting pockets in here because sometimes people send, you know, those photo cards, and so they don't bend. Well, I guess you could bend them, but I don't want to bend them. So I'm putting the photo cards in there. And so, and and sometimes people just send a newsletter. They don't send a card. All they send is a newsletter as part of their Christmas card. So then I'll put that newsletter in there too. So I could have cut this shorter because I'm going to put a pocket here, but I just didn't. You know, we're trying to get rid of these pads. This is from a different pad of paper. I've had this pad for a long time. Seems like when you want to use them up, it's just so hard, which is why I don't go buy anymore. I haven't bought Christmas card stock or paper in a long time because I just have so much. So much. So much. So we are going to lay that down. Great idea for pockets. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you have cards that won't go in there, you'll the pockets just made sense. So, and then I was going to put another sheet in here, and then I just didn't. I was like, Brenda, don't, you know, y'all know I can, you know, Miss Craft Princess can be extra, but I didn't need to be too extra with this because this is something for us, you know. It's like I'm not gonna be displaying it. It's just gonna be something for us. So that's why I love wet glue, because it gives you time to slide it over a little bit. I just love this paper and how this pretty red is picking up the red and berries, these holly berries. So then I've already cut my pockets, and whenever I do a pocket, I always notch it, and I just took a circle punch and did that. If you didn't have a circle punch, if you had the circle die, you could do that. If you didn't have a circle die, you could just take, I've got this little piece of tape that I need to, and you could put it down and trace it and cut it. So if you don't have a circle die, if you don't have the a circle punch, you don't have to go buy one. Just get something that's with a circle. But the notch just helps you take things in and out, and it lets you know, hi, Karma. So good. So good to see you. What kind of glue am I using? Is that a special tip on the glue? Oh, she takes out the Christmas card I sent them every year and put it on your mantle. Oh, this is Nouveau Deluxe Adhesive Clear Drying Craft Glue. And it came with my this little apparatus that y'all don't see me use anymore. But it's my sweet petunia, and the glue bottle goes in here. And if you were somebody who had like arthritis or something, you can pull that trigger and the glue will come out. Let me show you. And if you had trouble squeezing, I guess you can see that that's white on white. That might not have been my brightest moment. Let's see. I have a little piece of this pretty red. Okay. So you could squeeze it like that and the glue will come out if you had trouble with that. But I don't use this a lot. It was one of those, oh my gosh, it's new, I have to have it. And anyway, I didn't have to have it. Hi, Melissa. Thanks so much for joining. So it came with it. This is the regular tip that is on the glue. But this one has a narrow tip, and a lot of times I use it. See, that one right there is a skinny tip. And this one right here. Yes, if somebody had carpal tunnel, that my sweet petunia would be good for them. It just it's here, and it's you know, it works. I just don't use it. Let me just say that. That's all I'll say about that. But that's why I'm on my thing about let's not just buy stuff to buy stuff. Let's, do we really need it? Do we have something that can be a workaround? So anyway, we are going to glue those pockets down. And sometimes when I make pockets, I cut the paper longer, and then I do the 1/4 inch, around, and it kind of makes the pocket stick out more. And I do that a lot of times in journals. I didn't do that for this. I just did a flat pocket. You can get stuff in and out of it. Let me show you. Stuff will come in and out. And that's another reason I notch, especially if I'm making something for somebody. When they see the notch, they know it's a pocket, right? But then I always put something in that pocket too. So, yeah. So then we take this pocket and we'll glue it in. Oops, I'm about to mess up. About to glue my whole thing down. And it wouldn't be a pocket. It would just be page decoration. Here we go. And we glue that pocket down like that. And like I said, I love wet glue because it gives you time to wiggle it around if you need to. And I just have this paper towel so I can wipe off any excess. And then that is the album, friends. It really is. Of course, you can decorate it. Roz, it is so easy. I'm telling you, it is just that simple. I want to show you, I want to walk you through a completed one though, with all my cards in it. But you slip the cards under these strings. And it's just that simple. When I saw it, I was like, that is genius. And I don't know what I'll do to decorate this. I'm going to show y'all what I did to decorate the other one. And it just came to me. It wasn't like planned, but I love it so much. So let me grab it. Let me move. So that is the album that we made tonight. Now let me show you what it looks like when you bump it up again. So Melissa's asking, am I going to sell journals again? I just designed a new journal. And when I get it printed, I will let you know. I will post it. But yes, I have a new journal that's coming out, and I think you'll love it. I love it. I think it's really pretty. Yes, Karma, this is going to be up until, Facebook deletes after 30 days, but this is also on my Brenda Coon page, and I think we are friends over there, and so it stays forever. But on my business page, for some reason, they delete after 30 days. I guess they think people aren't interested. I don't know. So anyway, this is the completed album. This is one that's completed. It's the one I did last night. Use some different paper, and I just love that. Let me show you. Let me bring it up. So what I did here, I just took, and y'all have seen me do that before. I just took my scoreboard. I put the red in the scoreboard. I took my bone folder, and I just scored every line. That's it. I didn't use an embossing folder. I just took a scoreboard, and look what that did right there. So you don't need a lot of fancy stuff, okay? I had to share that with y'all. And I had done that on the front, and I had a different way I was going to go with this, but I went with the beautiful Christmas card. I saw this Christmas card, and it was actually too big to go inside the album because this card got separated from the other cards. And when I found it, I was like, oh, okay, so what do I do with it? I said, well, I'll put it on the front, and I think it's pretty. And so I don't have to worry about labeling it 2025 because, without showing too much, the person who wrote this, they dated the card themselves, December 2025. So I will always know that this is my 2025 album. It's cute as a first anniversary gift. Yes, yes, yes. So let me show you. Let me show y'all this. Okay, this is what it looks like inside. So the pockets that we made here, right? These pockets. This is what we put in there. People will send cards with just their photos on them, and photo cards. And so I didn't want to fold those to get them in here. So I just slide them in the pockets. And I have some in the back as well. And these two are just of odd size. So I didn't, I just got them just kind of stuck in there. And this is another big pretty card right here. So let me just slide those over to the side. But let me show you what we did. So we have these 3 strings. I took that stretch cord, and here they are here. And you can see them from the inside. All you do is slide your cards in. So I just slipped them in. Let me show you. Let me take this one out. I literally just slid them under the cording. And so that's the first grouping. Okay. And then I had enough. So let me say this. I only used 3 strings because I knew how many cards I had. If you had more than that, you might want to put more. You can always make your spine bigger. I only needed a 2-inch spine. But if I needed a 3-inch spine, then I would have made a 3-inch spine. So you can, you can manipulate this depending on what you have. And then this is the second grouping. See, I just kept sliding the cards in there, sliding the cards in there. And then this is the third grouping. And again, I just kept sliding the cards in there. And if somebody had a card with their newsletter, then I just kept the newsletter in there. And so all my cards are in there. And this is a mixture of my birthday and Christmas cards. And that is how easy this album is. Is that not? So let me just let me take these out so you can just kind of see. I was like, what? That's what I said. It was like, that commercial. You remember the commercials back in the day, and I'm probably aging myself, where you eat junk and then you hit yourself. They would hit themselves and say, I could have had a V8. Okay. That was that kind of moment for me with this, because I thought, why didn't I never think of that? So all I did was take the cards. I separated them by size. And then I just took them. And then all you do is you slide them under the netting, the cord. If my nails will pick it up. I don't know why it won't pick it up right now. But I'll tell you what we'll do. I have a bone folder that I can. It's acting up because we're live. Yeah, there we go. Just slide them under there. And so depending on how many cards you have, you can decide. And then this is the one that I wanted because it is, because it has a newsletter in there. I wanted it to be the very first one that I saw. There we go. So I just slid that in there. That's it. And then I had some more of these photo cards. So I just slid them in there. And then this little card here, sweet friend made me, and it didn't open so that I could slide it like this, because it opens like this, see, like a tent fold. So I just slid it in here. And so what makes it beautiful? The paper that you pick, and the cards that you get. What string am I using? I am using what I had. And so what I am using is it's for jewelry making. I will make jewelry for myself sometime. So it's Stretch Magic for jewelry making. That's what it is. Okay, Karma says, okay, hold on. You can make these for your children's photos and keep them. Let's see. And keep them. It's an awesome way to save all those photos. Yeah, you sure could. You sure could. Perfect for family obituaries. Yeah, my mind is going a mile a minute. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is such a cool, simple album that you can make. I bet you have the stuff around the house. Even if you don't have the poster board that I use, and I'll show it to you, that I got from the Dollar Tree, and it's 11 by 14. Even if you don't have poster board, you have cardstock. You've got 12 by 12 cardstock. Put a couple of pieces of those together. You may want to put some chipboard in it to make it sturdy. I think with the poster board and then the adding and this is some good cardstock, it made it sturdy enough. But that, my friends, is our album. And like I said, I just decorated it with the card on the front. So this is 2025, and I'm going to make some more, but the possibilities are endless. That's why I didn't say a Christmas album. The possibilities are absolutely endless. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that it has sparked your creativity and you're thinking of ways to make this, this will be on my Facebook page for 30 days. And then Facebook's going to delete it. But if you're not a friend of mine on my Brenda Coon channel, just send me a friend request and I will accept that. And it's also on the creative spirit channel.lightcast.com. This is going to be loaded. And so it is there forever. And y'all check that out. It's a channel for crafters and it's just a lot of people with some amazing talent. So I'm going to bring my face back. I went over a little bit, but I'm going to bring my face back. Thank y'all so much for taking time to just spend some time with me. You just warm my heart and you really do help me reset my mind for the week ahead. We will be back here next Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Craft and Chat with Miss Craft Princess. Until then, I pray that each one of you has an amazing week this upcoming week, and I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Bye. Be blessed.